The Youghal Pipe Band, they returned victorious from the South of Ireland Pipe Band Championship held in Mallow Castle last weekend. And I'm delighted to be joined in the studio by one veteran piper, Christy McCarthy, and a newbie, I suppose, to the trade, Paul Mulcahy. Good afternoon, gentlemen. How are you?
Very good, Eric. How are you?
Great, thank you. I suppose, Christy, first of all, tell us a little bit about, we all know that the Youghal Pipe Band has been here quite a long time, but I suppose competing-wise, just tell a little bit how what the competitions are about and what...
The competition itself is run by the IPBA, the Irish Pipe Band Association. The band itself, if I could just tell you briefly, that they took part in a competition outside the IPBA in 1928 and 1929. They won both competitions that were held in Ardmore, and we still have that trophy today.
Really, yeah?
Yeah. And then it happened again in 2003 and 2004. Sorry, 1993 and 94, sorry, my apologies. Down in Ballycotton as part of the Ballycotton Festival. And the following year, we kind of put it to Mick and Jimmy were running the band at the time, my two uncles. So we put it to them that we said it would be great for the band. It would improve the playing and the sound and keep people interested and give them something to look forward to. Another carrot to dangle in front of young members, Yeah. So that was 1995, and we've competed since. So we were second that first year up, So we've had great success now in the 90s and the early 2000s. And but you go to competitions sometimes, and I explained to the newbies now, as you call them, that every day, any day you get a trophy, any day you get placed is a great day, because you look at all the bands that went away last Saturday with nothing, and they put in the same effort, same time, same practice, And it's just that it doesn't go well for some people on the day, and sometimes a judge would be listening for different things, even in our own competition, we won it, and as they say, on piping preference, so he went for the piping.
Really, yeah.
So that's good for us. That's good for us,
No, I suppose finally, Christy, I suppose this was extra special. Winning this tournament because it was the first time he won the Danny Douche McCarthy or Danny Douche
Memorial Trophy.
And it was you have it here in the studio. It's lovely. It's like the Ardagh Chalice.
The Ardagh Chalice, it's a miniature of the Ardagh Chalice. There was a committee here in Youghal for about 4 years, I think, when it was held in Green Park for 4 years in a row, actually. But they put up the Ardagh Chalice, that trophy there. And they put it into the open competition, and we were kind of looking at it year after year, going to different places, going to different bands, and we were always wondering would we ever get our hands on it. But like you said, it was extra special that we were first last Saturday week in Mallow, and it was great. It's great to finally
get your hands on that, especially when it was donated by the people you all, I suppose.
And they just called it the Danny Douche Memorial Trophy. It was great, and it was won by Lawrence O'Toole's as well, which are Grade 1. They came down the first couple of years, and St Finbarr's won it a few times. Even talking to Brian, our pipe major, Brian, a first cousin of mine, Brian McCarthy, he said that he was with the Bears, St Finbarr's, when they won it.
Really, yeah?
Yeah, so there was one of us had it before, but as he said, this one. How would I say it? A little bit more special, because he said it's better to do it with your own, to win it with your own.
That's always the way. Really, that's always the way. So there's a little bit of, I suppose, local, like a J Club or something like that. There, there's that little bit of stuff.
Yeah, of course, it is. Yeah.
And Paul Mulcahy, you've been at it a couple of years, and you've another fine-looking trophy alongside you there. Tell me what that's about.
I'm just coming into my third year of piping now in September. The lads decided, the senior lads in the band, Michael, Brian and Christy, decided to, like last year, put in the development band into one of the runs, the Grade 4B run, which we were delighted to be placed in third place in that grade. We were absolutely delighted with that. So yeah, we came home with this lovely trophy here.
Yeah, and is this your first competition?
This is my first competition. It is, yeah.
And tell me, how different is it to from playing socially or on the street or something like that? Is it a little bit more intense, or is it a little bit more pressure there, or what's it like?
Oh yeah, it would be like I can remember my first we'd say St. Patrick's Day parade was last year. Just the nerves before that, but the nerves before the competition now was nothing compared.
Because you're going to get scrutinised, not only from the senior lads, like, but from the judges as well.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
But no, it was one of the most terrifying but amazing events that I was ever at.
Yeah.
All in one, it was just so much mixed feelings.
So you've been at it about 3 years. You know, I was talking to Michael here a few weeks back again. He told me it takes quite a bit of time before you even get piping or get playing. How did you find it? Was it hard to learn? It
was hard enough. The first 12 months, I didn't even look at a set of pipes.
Really?
Yeah. You don't even look at a set of pipes for at least the first 12 months. But then after that, I was lucky enough to get the set of pipes from the band, and it all just kind of took off from there. There was no stopping me.
So what kind of stuff were you doing for the first 12 months?
Just going through exercises, getting the fingers going, because from doing nothing to working on a practice chanter, you literally just start off with going up and down the scale for the first 2-3 weeks, and then you put in the little embellishments and stuff as you go along. I started them in September, and it was about just before Christmas then when I got my first tune to practice on. So yeah, it took the 3-4 months of exercise and practicing before I even got a tune.
So it's just quite a lot of work. I mean, it looks I won't say it looks easy, but there's quite a bit of skill in it, Christy, is there?
There is. I was just thinking there now when you said that to him, that you were kind of amazed there that it was that length of time. But if I was to put it, explain it another way to you, you learn the katas in karate.
Yeah.
And they have to become second nature. You just have to go boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Second nature to you all the time. It's the same with the exercises. They have to become second nature, because if you're then in a competition and you're fighting, you have to be able to pull out any one of those
instinctively,
at any time, instinctively. Just boom. It's the very same. So when they do the exercises, then they sit down with a tune, and we're teaching them. We break it down then bar by bar.
Really,
3 or 4 notes at a time, and it's repetitive. So for them, then it becomes second nature. Then they have the tuners in their ear. They have the tune, and then they sit down themselves at home and they do a bit of practice.
And is it easier then to pick up? I presume those are the basics you're teaching.
Yeah, the basics, very basics.
Is it easier then to pick up stuff down along the line after?
If you keep practicing.
Yeah, like anything, I suppose. Like anything in life.
You keep practicing, it has to become second nature.
And tell me, what kind of members have you? You've the senior lads, but you've a development band as well. Tell me a little bit about that.
I suppose anything you go back to the younger kids, because we're starting to get old and bold, as you said a while ago. Do you know what I mean? So, and we are there's no doubt about it. But what has stood to us over the past number of years, if I can go back 25 or 30 years, you get blocks of kids coming in. We now know that if you put in 3 or 4 years to 5 or 6 kids, if you still have them, I started off, I had 7 in the class, I have still 5 of them, which is great, which is fantastic. Almost 3 years on, heading into the 4th year. Brian and Michael then had another few that they were tutoring, and that's the way we're kind of doing it at the minute. We had another piper as well who has become a drummer now, a very talented bloke, Michael's brother, Adam. He initially was teaching you and someone else, no?
Yeah, me and Donica.
Oh, Donica. You actually know, he's a killer man. Donica Foley, be Alfie Foley's grandson.
Oh, right.
Dennis's son.
He
was. He's with Michael now.
Right.
So we kind of keep. But you have to put in the bit of time to them,
Yeah.
Sometimes when they're that young, it's difficult. It's difficult to keep their attention as well.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, it is. I suppose it's the
attention.
same in anything, really, like, isn't it? Yeah, but
It is, yeah.
so like that's ongoing. So all the time, just developing
You
new.
have to,
yeah.
you have to do it,
Yeah.
but it's really paid off. This past 3 years
Yeah,
has really paid off, and what's been a great success as well for us is and a great success, a great fundraiser as well is we have an annual concert here in the Walt Rally
yeah.
every year, and
that's a sellout. That was a sellout
Yeah,
again this year,
yeah.
and tis great. I mean, tis a great success story.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
over, and how many years tis an old band.
we did 105.
Yeah, I mean that's amazing.
Well, that's an institution. Like,
It is like
you go
that's
100 years
unbelievable.
of
Like that is
institution, you know.
it is crazy. Like, you know, to think something like around that long.
We've always told a story about Douche. He always used to say we every Christmas he'd be saying it was his last one, and I'd be saying look, and he'd be always saying to us, keep the band going, no matter what, keep the band going. And when we were young fellas, like, we said, here we go again. This is my last one, and keep the band going. Like,
Yeah.
but he was planting the seed in all of us.
Yeah.
Because now,
yeah,
the likes of Mick and Jimmy, who ran it done Trojan work before we went into competition,
yeah,
and ran it themselves on a shoestring budget. It's only now we see how clever Douche was, because he was planting the seed, and now it's reached 100 years. We're gone beyond it, and I'm kind of saying, well, it's not going to go down on my watch.
exactly. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we have the drive now
Yes,
to keep it going,
yes.
and we're passing it on to the next
The
generation.
young lads here, yeah,
You know?
yeah. So, Paul, like, where can you see this going for yourself? Like, more competitions, obviously, you know. Where can you see it going?
Yeah, so like I love going in the 2 nights a week at the moment into practice and doing my own practice at home, and like I said, any days that I'm off work, I'm either in the band room playing the pipes, or I'll be out home if it's a fine day playing them out in my back garden. If it's a fine day, I'll be doing that. But yeah, no, I'd love to be put into more competitions. If the likes of Christy and Brian and Michael see fit and think I'm, you know, good enough and stuff, I'd love to be put into competition. But from day one when I was there, I said, if I got a few street jobs downtown with the band, I'd be happy with that. But yeah, no, just after doing them now and doing one competition, I'm just like, I'd love to do more competitions, but only if they think I'm good enough.
And is there many in the band in during the competition? Is there many? How many would be in that band, like, for the competition?
That's one thing I was going to say. We went into the, as we call it, the circle, because you march in and you form a circle. We went into the circle, which was absolutely brilliant, with 15 pipers, which is a huge number of pipers, like, in Mallow. And it was great, 15. Like I said, 2 people, 1 person back in the band, and Paul, it's the first competition in such a long time, and it was only the second run for 5 others, you know.
Now, obviously, it takes a lot of money, I would imagine, to keep something like this going. A set of bagpipes, I'd imagine they're pretty saucy.
Well, they are, and again, look, like, you can go the middle of the road, or you can go cheap. Cheap doesn't last. It doesn't really last.
Yeah. You get what you pay for.
You get exactly what you pay for, you know. You're looking at, you get a fairly good set now for about 12 or 13, maybe 1,400 euros, you know.
Yeah. It's not, I suppose it's expensive, but it's not.
It's expensive, like, but it's not hugely expensive.
Yeah.
But, like, then again, like, if you go back to funding, like, there are so many different aspects attached to running the band. Plus the fact that, like, even just take, if you go to the competition, you have to pay the IPBA, you have to pay the Munster branch. They're all a little separate. You have to pay if you become a member of them all.
And it's like anything, if you're in this to make money, you're in the wrong business.
No.
It's for the love of it.
You can see the way it runs with the grade ones. Like, it's huge money.
Yeah.
They travel all over the world.
Really, yeah. So it is a big deal. So tell me, finally, what's next for the Youghal Pipe Band?
There's a competition being held by the Munster branch in Cove on Saturday week, 22nd. Been held by the Munster branch, as I said. And again, they'll invite, they'll leave it open. They'll invite any band that in the Munster region or even outside. Because early in the year as well, we went to the Leinster Championships in Swords Castle. And we were second, which was good.
Right, very good, yeah.
Yeah. So, you could meet bands from anywhere.
And is there many around the Cork area, say Cork and Waterford? Like, does Castlelyne still going, I presume, is it?
No, it's not actually.
Isn't
They're
it really,
struggling big time, yeah. They're struggling. They used to do a lot of game matches one time.
Yeah, that's right,
They struggle, and...
What other clubs would be around?
If you're looking at pipe bands, if you look at them really, there were the bands that a lot of them competed. You have the likes of Youghal now at the moment, Carrigaline.
Yeah.
Then you're going to Limerick. It was great to see there's two bands from Limerick actually back in competition for the first time. Newcastle Western District were back in competition. They were out for 6 years. I didn't realise that. Actually. Yeah. And Limerick, City of Limerick, was another band, another fine band. Yeah, it was great to see them all back.
Yeah, but is there any in the city
No, St. Finbarr's, they're kind of in limbo at the moment, which is an awful
it's just
pity.
shame,
who did compete for a while a few years back was Ballyfahan and District.
Yeah.
But they amalgamate then with Toker, so I don't know what happened. I heard that they were going to be back on the road as such.
Yeah.
But I didn't hear any more,
But whatever you're doing anyway down here, you're doing it right. It just seems to be great interest. And see the way Paul is talking here, I know he's fairly enthusiastic and so keep the likes of those fellas going.
When they show the interest, it's great, it's fantastic.
And to get a couple of awards along the way as well, it's a nice little thing. So well done, lads. Thank you very much for coming in. It was a pleasure talking to you, and the very best of luck to you in the next couple of weeks. Cheers, lads.